wonderful colleague, Jana Augustin, who you've already met. And myself, I'm Antonia Hemling, and we're coming to you today from Hannover in Germany. And as Dr. David already told you from Hessen this morning, we're kind of here representing our own individual areas in Germany, but together maybe we're representing Germany as a whole a little bit as well. Now, of course, Germany is a small country, geographically speaking. It's a very strong country economically, but geographically speaking, it's small. So there's a lot of similarities maybe between different locations within Germany, just stemming from geographical proximity and from other factors as well. But in the detail, in the nuances, there really are differences. So it might be worth talking to both of us, talking to the representatives and the team from Hessen and to us as well, to find out what is the best possible place to do business for your individual situation. And we do invite you to do that and to come and meet us. We as the team from Hannover have a special international affairs department and a special international affairs team. This is us, the two of us, and Peter, who cannot be here today. And that's because we really do believe in personal relationships. We believe this is very important to build these personal relationships internationally over long periods of time. And we're really, really privileged and really honored to have had this relationship with Crescendo worldwide and with India for the past 15 years. And having this relationship means that we can really make sure you do get the best possible sort of support from us when coming to Hannover. Because, we do want you to be having this feeling of your family and you're welcome when you come to Hannover. And we also now want to show you why Hannover might be a good place for you to do business. We've heard already this morning that this conference started in difficult times. We're living in difficult times again, but we're very optimistic. And we'll show you now why we're optimistic, and we invite you to maybe see if there's some opportunities for you to come to Hannover and meet us there.
So you've heard a lot about Hannover and Germany itself. I want to show you where exactly Hannover is in Germany and in Europe. So you can see it's also well located, as every place that we're presenting to you today here is. And it's quite easy to reach, not as easy as Frankfurt, of course. So we go through Frankfurt to go to Hannover. But it's still just another hour on the plane or something, so you're used to distances in India, it's around the corner. And then Hannover is the capital of Lower Saxony. That's actually Germany's second largest federal state, or as I like to say, Northern Germany's largest federal state. Within 500-kilometer radius, you can reach about 30% of the European population, or the EU population, which makes around 410 million people across Europe that you can easily reach within like a 24-hour car or truck drive. So equally well in terms of logistics, and our airport is 24/7. And but since I said the location is, everyone has a good location here. But I want to tell you more about the quality of living as well, because we believe that business is not just about actually negotiations and doing these things, but it's also about where you are and how you can live there and how the environment is. So Hannover offers an excellent quality of living, and it's also pretty affordable in comparison to other larger cities in Europe. We have lots of beautiful gardens, a zoo. You can see on this picture the Royal Gardens of Herrenhausen, but we also have more wild gardens that are not as tamed as this one, but that's actually the prettiest by far. And you also have a vibrant cultural scene. Hannover is actually UNESCO City of Music. That means that you can not only have like stadium-filled concerts from world stars, but also a lot of small bars where you can just sit down, have a drink, enjoy with your family or your business partners, and have a small concert by someone who nobody knows about, but probably will know soon because they're great. It's a mixture of all those things. But Hanover is also one of the greenest cities in Europe. Actually, 11% of our city are green spaces. On this picture, you can see Eienriede, which is our city forest. It's actually much larger than what you can see on this picture. It's almost twice the size of Central Park. And that is quite big. And you can also see our new town hall. Looks ancient, but it's actually the new one. So when you come to Hanover, we can show you the old one. It's not as pretty, but still impressive. But the most important message that we are bringing here today is that you're always welcome home, because Hanover loves you. And we really mean that, because that's also what makes it a bit different. As Melinda also said, Hanover is also small enough that you actually meet everyone at least twice. So you walk around the city center and you run into someone that you know, and that is quite a difference to some other destinations. And yeah, we try to bring you around. To showcase our ecosystem, we have an example of a story for you today, which is InLeap Photonics. It's a company that you probably never heard about. I would be very surprised if you heard about this. But it is a very nice example of how our ecosystem works in Hanover. That's why we brought it for you today. So InLeap Photonics is a very small company. They're a spin-off from one of the research and development centers in Hanover called Laser Center. So they work in optical technologies, and they initially worked on this for manufacturing purposes and used that in the industry. And they actually won a prize for, Hannover Impuls gives out a prize for startups. They won that. They also won Best Digital Startup in Germany last year. Other recognitions that they got. They are part of some of the accelerators that we have in Germany. And they recently closed a funding round, and they changed their focus, or they opened a second product line where they actually use their laser for defense and shoot drones. So we also try very much to bring these ideas from the labs into the industry. That is one of our main focus that we have at Hannover Impuls as well, and try to leverage that innovation inside the industry and not let it just be an idea, but let it become a reality and a product. And Antonia here will tell you more about how this ecosystem works and what it consists of.
Okay, so Hanover, you may know, is in the heart of Volkswagen country. We're very close to Wolfsburg, where the original Volkswagen plant is located and where the international headquarters still is. So traditionally, introducing Hanover, we would say one of our main strengths is the mobility sector, where we have intersections with a lot of the things you're working on in this region as well. We also do have strengths in manufacturing and in the medical sciences. And what's important is that in Hanover, we actually do have a lot of research institutions associated, or at least working closely with these industries. So as you just saw in this case study and this example that Jana introduced to you, sometimes out of these research institutions, new technologies will come, offering new solutions for society and for people doing business that were not necessarily originally thought of. That's a major strength in Hanover. Actually, we do not only do research, we do a lot of it. We have 80,000 university students and probably more researchers than that, working on different fields, specifically in these fields as well. And our main focus, however, our main strength is in bringing these innovations, bringing this research out into the world. And that was one example where this happened. This laser technology was originally developed as a manufacturing technology for welding, a new manufacturing technology. Now the circumstances have changed, and we had that innovation ready and at hand to adapt it for a defense purpose. That was very, very important. The fact is that Hanover has a very, very long tradition of doing research, as well as a long tradition of doing trade fairs. And both of these factors make us very globally connected. So researchers are not only from Germany, not only from the Hannover region, but from everywhere in the world. A lot of students from India, actually, which I've had the privilege to teach for the last almost 8 years or so as well. And then the trade fairs make us equally internationally connected, and they give us a good perspective on what's actually out there in terms of practical solutions in the world. And they give us that incentive to make sure all of our research does go out into the world and become one of those solutions for the future as well. So maybe that's something where we can connect, something you can talk to us about. One of the aspects that Hannover offers. Another thing I want to mention, because it's surprising maybe for Germany and it's new, it's not just for Hannover and the Hannover region, but it is a strength that we do have. But it is a new focus now for Germany as a whole. We do live in challenging times, we do live in new times, and surprisingly perhaps for Germany, which has had a different focus for a long, long time, strategic resilience and defense has become a new priority. A lot of investment is going into this field. A lot of investment is going into energy independence, into new sources of energy, renewable energy, because that is a security factor. A security factor also is strengthening soft infrastructure, such as hospitals and similar things, which Hannover has a lot of. We have a teaching hospital, which is part of the research landscape, but also a lot of other healthcare infrastructure. Strengthening that sort of infrastructure and developing solutions also for things like water supply and similar issues, a new and very important focus with a lot of investment going into it. So if you should be working in that field, if you should offer a solution for that sort of situation, do come and talk to us as well, please. And then defense, as in military defense options, that also is receiving a lot of attention and a lot of funding now. And that is what you saw with the example Jana introduced to you, where the government actually stepped in and said, you have this innovation here, please adapt it to the defense situation, we're paying for it. So you see new outlooks that we have developed in Germany as well. And then finally in Hannover, we do have an innovation ecosystem. We do not have any space aliens, unfortunately, like New Mexico does. But I do promise we have a very friendly and welcoming ecosystem for innovation. Partly that is because of the other two factors I already talked to you about. Partly that's because we have the researchers, the university students, we have that environment. Partly that is because we have recognized that innovation is a factor that's relevant in defense and in security. And partly that's something that has to do with just the general mindset and the general, I would say, culture of the city and region of Hannover. It's a very close-knit, very, very community-focused group of people. It's not competitive. Everybody is trying to help each other out in the startup scene, and it's backed by decision makers and by funding as well. So if you are in the innovation sector, if you're interested in connecting with us on those fields, please do come and talk to us. There's a large variety of opportunities for you in Hannover, and we're happy to introduce them all to you. And this all is backed by results, which you can see up here. We do have about 150 new startups in the area each year, 20% of them female founders, which we're very proud of, because that's above average in the global context, especially in the technology and finance field. Here you have a few pictures of some of the accelerators that are thematically focused that you might find in Hannover. As Jana said, when you come to Hannover, you're part of this family. This might be some of the other members of the family you might meet. Especially, I want to highlight two. Health Innovation Hannover region. We have a particular focus on that. Those are our direct colleagues, so we can help you out with that very directly. And then there's the Root Camp, which is an internationally focused agri-food tech accelerator, which has very interesting, very, very good real-life solutions for the world as well, which not a lot of people know about. As I said, people think of mobility and Volkswagen, but we do have agri-food tech solutions as well. Very, very strong, very good ones, actually. And with that, I come to what we can actually do for you in a very hands-on way. So at Hannover Impuls, we are actually the economic development agency of the city and region of Hannover, which means our mission is to make it as easy as possible for foreign investors, for people who wish to do business in Hannover, to do so, to come to set up their business there. And as I said, over and above that, it's our personal mission to make you feel welcome as well. One of the ways in which we can do that is we can help you, guide you, with the bureaucratic process and aspects of setting up a business. Germany is often thought of as a country with a lot of bureaucracy, and okay, truthfully, we do like our paperwork, but we can streamline that for you. We can make your life very easy, very uncomplicated in that way, so don't be afraid of that at all. We can help you out with that. We can also help you out with things like any kind of space you may need. Production space, lab space, office space, warehouse space, whatever sort of space you may need. We can help you find this, specific to your situation, meeting your needs, and we can also help with maybe paying for it in a certain aspect, but talk to us about that for your particular situation. We can support you with other bureaucratic issues that sometimes cause stress. Those don't need to be stressful, such as getting your visa or your residence permit. And very, very importantly, we have colleagues who are experts. That's the whole job, in finding funding opportunities for you and in helping you actually physically sitting there, helping you apply for these funding opportunities as well. I think that's a major added value that we offer. However, you do have to have your business established in Hanover before you do this, so do come and talk to us. We look forward to meeting all of you. Thank you so very much.